the culture of this kingdom is honor. It's one among them. It's not all that there is. You will understand that the Jews, one of the things that they are after is a sign. And most of the times, that is what happens to church. Anytime we come to church, most of the times, that is what happens to most of the believers. When we come to church, we are only after seeking for a sign. Because you are meant to believe that anything that attacks you must come from the pit of hell. The Jews believe that if I'm suffering from something, then there must be something responsible for my sufferness. Therefore, it has to be altar versus altar. Pay attention to me tonight. So when I come to church, I said, I'm not progressing because there is an altar in my father's house that is fighting me. That is what the Jew want. Because I seek for a sign. That sign is so that I can find strength to fight that thing that fights me. To a Jew, when he goes to the hospital and they test him and they say your blood pressure is high, he said then there must be someone in the village responsible for it. I must seek for a sign. Shakapa, epaka. Meanwhile, he's not checking what he eats. Pay attention to me tonight. There must be a balance. When I go somewhere and then all of a sudden something happens there that is negative to a Jew, what happens there that is negative is the fact that there must be someone existing somewhere that controls what happens to me. When you write an exam and fail, to a Jew, he believes that there must be a hand of my great-grandmother who is alive now that refused to die in that exams. But now to the Gentile, when you go to a Gentile and say, oh, I have written an exam and failed. Say, yes, you failed because we did not study enough. The Gentile is logical because it's after wisdom. To a Gentile, when you go to the hospital and check yourself and say your blood pressure is high, you will say, yes, it's because you have not found enough rest and you have not eaten enough food. To a Gentile, he believes that God protects, but yet he still have to put CCTV cameras and take serious measures of securities. Because to him, when you present a message to a Gentile about the spiritual realm, how that someone can write and fail because of an auntie that is in a village, he will say, no, nobody is permitted to write and fail. If you read enough, you will pass. That is what a Gentile will tell you. Because he does not believe after a sign. All he believes about is wisdom. The same way, if you come to church today, you will find both Gentiles and you also find both Jewish. There are people that will not come to church now. They will tell you that they have not read sufficient enough for their exams, because they believe that if you read enough, you should pass. And there is still yet some people here in church that they came, though they still had exams, but they believe that if they did not come and pray, something might hold the exams. Am I teaching you something tonight? Pay attention to me. But now there is still yet another model. This model, they believe both in sign and in wisdom. And that is where the balance comes. Because in TLA we run by this model. We believe in both sign and we believe in both knowledge. We believe in wisdom. We will demonstrate power and we will also teach wisdom. Because life must not be narrowed down to only power. No. Life must not be only narrowed down to only wisdom. No. There must be a balance. Because in this culture, it's a culture that has an understanding of what power is and also had an understanding of what wisdom is. If you understand with me very well from that scripture, you understand that the children of this world, who happens to be the Gentiles, do very well because they live their life based on wisdom. But also you have to understand that that is not all that there is to life, because there are forces also that foresee lives. For you to have wisdom, you also have to combine it with power to have balance.